So one of the contexts around placing a demand on the business in Pareto's principle is around wealth management, which is that if there's going to be a conservation of traits and a conservation of energies, then it's wise to balance inputs and outputs. And one of the things that you mentioned in your 6 Steps of Wealth is that wealthy people save ever greater and progressive portions of profits. And one of the ways that I believe you can place a higher value through your behavior on building your business is by placing a demand on your wealth and paying yourself first. So one thing that we've seen be incredibly successful in helping business owners grow businesses is simply placing the demand upon oneself to pull money from the business and place that money into savings and therefore attract more money to be managed, right? So the same way you can manage your time and your energy wisely in your business and you earn the right to manage more complex systems and manage more people, and you can manage your behaviors wisely by setting goals and being disciplined and organized around your highest values and making sure that you're acting congruently with that. Managing money wisely automatically attracts more money to manage. So if you manage your business wisely, you attract more business to manage. Making sure that you're placing high priority demands and placing high priority challenges on your time and on your energy and on your efforts in a way that's congruent with your values, and then also doing the same for your employees is critical for building a business. One of the things that you mentioned earlier on that I wanted to emphasize is that a value of a business is built on the value and the fulfillment of the people, right? And there's a theme in my own life, and there's a theme to this event, which is kind of the contrast between romantic thinking and classical thinking, right? There's a book called, it's about motorcycles and Zen. I don't remember what the actual name of the book is.
Zen or motorcycle maintenance?
Yeah, and he breaks down a motorcycle in a classical versus romantic thinking, right? The romantic thinking is, this motorcycle is sick, and I get to drive it down the highway and experience life, right? A classical thinker or a technological thinker like me will look at a motorcycle and see structural components and combustion components, right? The energy system and the structural system. And then we're going to take the actual operation of that motorcycle and break it down into the electrical system and the combustion system. And John obviously is very much a classical thinker in terms of his frameworks in the value determination process. And I'm very much a classical thinker in terms of you can apply technology and systems and proven repeatable process to your business to produce meaningful and measurable results over and over and over. And your employees are basically robots and they've got values and you can fuck with those and you can make them do what you want by pushing these buttons and you're going to get these outputs. And so there's a very classical sort of conversation to what's being delivered today. But as business owners, we tend to pivot to one side or the other, right? There's many of you who are very romantic thinkers, right? I love building businesses. I want to help people the way I know how to help them, right? I have a purpose, I'm not sure what it is, or maybe I am, and that's what life's about, and fuck all the systems. I just want to, live my purpose, and that's going to be great. But if you move too far from one or towards one or the other, you end up out of balance, right? And one of the messages that I want to make sure is taken away today is, as much as you can apply a classical approach to life, right? Save more money, you'll attract more money to manage. That's very classical, right? But the romantic part of that is that money without a purpose is meaningless, right? And when we work together, I want to make sure that that's a differentiator that you apply and hold as a context in how we work on your business or how you work on your business, which is, as much as we want to make it classical and we want to make it the technology's job to drive the sales process, or we want to make it the process of hiring very mechanical, that as a business owner, if you're strong on the mechanical and you want to just do stuff, right, you need to focus on the romantic, which is, I can't hire people without clearly knowing my vision and my mission and my purpose. Like how do I sell it to an employee if I don't even know how to articulate it to myself, right? But if you know your mission and your purpose and you don't have a system to hire people, you're not going to get good people, right? And I think that's key to mentorship is you'll never discover that without a dialogue, right? I didn't discover it without a dialogue. I don't know how anyone can see themselves without working with other people. And so, this event is about creating that conversation and that dialogue, if not necessarily with a specific mentor, with people you can call mentors, right? Where am I over-systemizing or where am I under-systemizing, but also where am I lacking the romantic side of this approach, which is my purpose and my vision and my mission? Where have I lost sense of my own goals and my own teleological focus? Where have I lost sense of my employees being people because I'm trying to make them part of my machine? all of these concepts are going to move you towards solving one of those challenges or the other. But obviously, my mission is to make sure that this message and others is made available, right? We've got that hiring process, so leverage us for that. We've got access to resources like John and the value determination process, so leverage us for that as well. But don't take just a classical approach away from some of the stuff that we've delivered today, right? It's not all nuts and bolts, but also don't become infatuated with the idea that once I figure out my purpose, everything else is just going to work out, because that's not how things go either. I've been told we have 15 minutes left. That was probably 5 minutes ago, so we have 10 minutes.
Yes, there's something to do. Yeah, absolutely. Alex said something I think that is very important. There's a law of economics. Many of you may have already learned it. Pardon me if you haven't, I'm just reiterating it. But I learned a long time ago that if you don't utilize your money according to priority, entropy takes over. Unexpected bills are a symptom of not saving a portion up front. Entropy is a symptom of not ordering. So if you force a saving, put some money aside and save it, you attract more money, as he said. But you find out that the unexpected bills start dropping. So for just an exercise, a fun exercise, go and see if you can estimate what unexpected bills you're averaging per month. Just estimate it. Go look, things that you anticipated at the beginning of the month, but things that came up that you didn't expect that were cost. Identify that, how much that is. Take that amount, or at least half that amount, and go put it into the savings later to be invested after a cushion is built. Before the month, the first day of the month, go put it away. Half that amount. And the unexpecteds will drop and the profits will go. Because the unexpecteds are feedback to let you know that you could be saving at least half, if not that entire amount. Because if you didn't know you were going to be able to afford that at the beginning of the month, once you force it, you find that you get more efficient and you have less unexpected. Negative entropy transforms entropy. So bring order to your finances by saving in advance, and you end up with more money. I did that starting 32 years ago, and I became independently wealthy because I did that, and I just kept increasing it, kept increasing it, kept increasing it on a quarterly basis. I increased it 10% per quarter. And that compounds and starts building, and it becomes quite enormous as it goes along. It doubles every 2 years, and it may sound like a little bit at first, but after it doubles and doubles and doubles about 10 times, that's quite a lot of money. So you just keep doing that, and don't wait. If you wait for extra, it won't. Entropy will take it away from you. You pay yourself first. If you know you're going to put money back into the company with return, always balance it with some earn. The earning, when you stop and look at 2 or 3 of the biggest companies, I don't know if you know how much Apple has in cash reserve. It's $180 billion. Bill Gates has billions in cash reserve. And so does Warren Buffett. It's no lower than 30 or 40 billion, up to 60 billion in cash reserves. So the biggest companies always have liquidity. As Jim Collins said in one of his books on leadership, there was a great little article, a little section in a chapter, talking about that the most powerful business leaders are the ones that are cautious and have their cushions for a number of reasons. To grab opportunities when there are true opportunities, to take advantages of major dips in the markets, and to decrease the volatility of the fluctuation in the business, because cash does that, and increase the quality of the client. With cash, you have that. And the amount you could be earning by gambling with your money compared to what it could do, even if it may not earn as much, will more than offset by the benefits coming into the company.
So is there an amount, that cash amount, as opposed to taking
10 times the volatility, 10 times the volatility, or a minimum 90 days, 3 months minimum. The average, the biggest companies are the ones that do 5 to 6 months minimum, some up to a year. Bill Gates carries a year's worth of capital sitting there in reserve. But at least 3 months minimum.
3 months of
expenses. So 3 months of revenue?
Revenue.
And after that point, you take that and you can roll that into an asset, real estate, whatever.
Investment. But make sure that that investment is dispersed and diversified enough to hedge against the particular industry that you're in, because that may have some cyclic aspect. If it has a cyclic aspect, hedge against it.